Well, hello everyone, and my name is Carol Roberts. I am actually in central Alberta, actually the capital city of Alberta today, Edmonton, and I am absolutely just honored and privileged to be coming at you here tonight. End of the year, it's New Year's Eve's Eve, and we are actually ready to kick off with a great call all about goal setting. This is something that really is important no matter what you are doing in life, whether you are actually an entrepreneur, self employed, traditional business owner, or just for those of us who have personal goals. So, we're going to be covering a lot of that gamut. Of course, we have our amazing Risha Adair, who is originally from Alberta, or sorry, Montreal, or
Winnipeg,
Manitoba, Winnipeg,
Winnipeg.
Manitoba, and uh, and now, of course, living the dream in Mexico. But she has 25 years in this industry. With Partner Co, she has been able to achieve the top five in Canada, and that was all through 2025. Actually climbed the ranks just like boom, boom, boom in that first few months, just like all of us that were pioneering this, and is basically number 38 in the entire world right now and holds the position of CEO. So I am just privileged to announce her being the lead of this call. And yeah, take it away, Risha.
Well, Carol, it definitely is a pleasure because you and I haven't co-hosted a call for a long, long time, and I always love working with you. Carol is my rock. She is my rock. I learned so much from her, and I want to give her the proper accolades. She has been 40 years in this industry. So if you want some great coaching, this is the girl. She's climbed 10 ranks in her first month, 15 in her first six. Holy cadoodle. Top 10, top 25 power rankers in Canada, in Alberta. And I really celebrate your success, Carolyn. Thank you so much for co hosting with me.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Risha. So yeah, let's get this show on the road. I'm excited.
All right, I'm going to bring up the slides and you're going to let me know that we've got it right. First, I'll do a share. Okay, we are going to be talking to you tonight specifically about moving into 2026 and resetting your health, your freedom, and those infinite possibilities that I know are inside you. We always said that we all have a book waiting to be explored inside of us. Well, tonight is that night that we're going to share with you how you too can create some amazing, amazing results with Partner Co. And how do I know that? How do I know we have the right vehicle? Because thousands before you have done it. If nobody has done it, then I'd say, well, guys, I'm kind of selling you a pipe dream. But I know we have seen them celebrate. We have heard the recent interviews on the PXP calls, and everyone has a story, and most came from a story of struggle. So you know what though? We're going to teach you tonight some tips and tricks on how to make that plan so you can get to where you need to go. So first you need to know where you came from. And many of you have heard my story, the old fat, frumpy, and broke story. I still can't believe that's me on the left. And I look at that picture and I look like a transvestite from a comedy club. I go, wow, is that really me? Just this great big shoulders girl with a big double chin. And I go, wow, how did I ever get to look like that? And I was so broke. Here we are, like Carol said, we're living the dream in Mexico. And when Layla, she's here with me now in the villas, when she came with her family, I didn't even have $60 to put in the gas tank to take them around. I'm telling you, it was tough moving to a brand new country and to a house that's in the tropics that has been unoccupied for a long time, just really sucked us dry. And I was depressed. I was in a bad state of affairs. I was loaded with infection, including shingles, UTIs. I was depressed. I wanted to seriously hurt my husband. And then along came that golden phone call in April that changed my life. So things happened. And I'm so grateful that I listened because we get phone calls all the time and often we don't listen, right? We shut it off. One of those pyramid things, too good to be true. whatever it is, of the little voices that come out and shut it off. Well, I am so glad that day that I did listen. So you need to know where you came from before you know where you're going. Otherwise, you're going to get lost in transit, right? So really, really important to recognize that. And also where you came from. It might have been the poor side of the tracks. It might have been that grade 8 education. It doesn't matter. In this industry, people have made or achieved so much success regardless of where they came from. And usually the hungrier, the more desperate people are, the more successful they are. So I want to see some hungry. If you're hungry and you're ready to have a dynamic 2026, I want to see you put in the chat in all capital letters, I am hungry. And you saw my transvestite picture, and now here I am, August 2024. My transition actually happened in 90 days. 34 pounds in 90 days. I never thought I'd wear a slinky little dress like that ever again in my life. I am so grateful for a product that literally the fat melted off me. It helped me get rid of that sugar addiction. That's key, because the sugar was the worst thing that helped me gain the weight, and the drops helped me release it. So let's go ahead and celebrate with you. But first, again, too, my story is this. I went down 10 dress sizes, 34 pounds down, no more aches, no more anxiety. I'm filled with joy. I've got loads of great energy. I sleep like a baby. I've got a ton of new friends from Partner Co. I've had 6 amazing vacations, including one you're going to hear about in a minute, and multiple savings accounts. That is the viewpoint. So when you come to see me, I'm going to take you to the volcanoes. There's 2 of them, one behind the other. And that picture on the right was taken not too long before the one on the left. So you can really see the transformation and knowing that our products simply work. So if I may keep the eagle feather for a moment and share with you, this is how my life has changed. You all heard about 2025. If you've been on my calls on a regular basis, how much we were able to accomplish around the villas here in our little boutique resort in Manzanillo, Mexico. But let's have a look at 2026. All the many trips. I met the owners, personally invited to go to Salt Lake City to meet John and Darren, the Calgary Connect Conference. Many of you were there too. I've been to Vancouver Island twice, Midway, British Columbia. Where the heck is Midway? Well, it's between Osoyoos and Kelowna, I think. I can't remember, but it's in the middle of nowhere, but it's a cute little town. Been to Winnipeg twice, which is great. Got to hang around with Wendy, who's on the call with us tonight, and my sister, my family who's there. Been to Punta Cana, thanks to Partner Co. My husband and I did an amazing adventure trip to Taxco and Puebla, which are beautiful cities here in Mexico, and PXP in Dallas. And then around the house, we got some major concrete repairs done, thousands of dollars, major truck repairs, new truck tires, new paint on the pool deck, new lighting, new custom built furniture out of Perota wood. If we have any woodworkers in the crowd tonight, Perota is like one of the most beautiful, most luscious woods you've ever meet, and it's termite resistant. That's why we choose it. We have 2 new puppies, Rexy and Lola, and 2 new pussycat rescues with a total of 6 cats. And do not say I'm a cat lady, because I'm now a puppy girl. We've celebrated with many charities, including the animal rescue that I've become closely attached to in the recent 4 weeks. I've been helping neighbors. And why do I tell you all this? Because I want to take you back to where I was fat, frumpy, and broke only 20 months ago. My life so drastically changed, and it comes from setting the goals, and it comes from having the right vehicle. And we have both on tap for you tonight. Wow, the 10K USD bonus. Please stay in touch with my Facebook page, because very soon I am leaving for the dream trip of a lifetime, Park City, for the International Leaders Summit. And then I fly to Hungary, to Budapest. Then I go to Paris, France. Then I fly to Tanzania for the African Safari. And then I fly back to Europe. I'm trying to pick a city right now, not sure where to go. If you have any suggestions where you think I should go, you can put them in the chat. And then back to Manzanillo. So I'll be gone for about 45 days from Partner Co. I could not have done this in the days of Fat, Frumpy, and Broke, guys. president, CEO, top in Canada. Anyways, why I'm saying this to you is that you have to remember where I came from. I remember where I came from. And here I am a year and a half later, how my life has changed. So I want to impress upon you that if I can do it, so can you. Absolutely. Do you know there's many times that I go paddling in my kayak, and I'm going to bring up Spider Lake because that was my dream place to own a house for the longest time. And I see these gorgeous lakeside homes from my kayak. And I realize that every one of those beautiful homes started with a thought. Then it became an idea. Then it became a plan. Then it became a goal. Then it became a project to work towards. Then it became a reality. And if you go downtown Main Street anywhere, every single business is the same. Everyone started as a dream and ended up as a reality. If they can do it, you can do it. We all can do this. It just takes some discipline, knowing how to do it, knowing what you want, and getting it done one bite at a time, right? So you need that roadmap. We all know you're not going to get into the car and just go where the car takes you. Well, some of us do, but most of us need a plan. We need to have a destination, right? So you got to have a roadmap, and we're going to share that with you tonight as well. You need to have your goals. And I'm going to ask Carol to talk about the significance about writing your goals down. Carol, back over to you.
Okay, so I am going to, can everyone see me okay?
You're good.
Okay, awesome. So writing down goals again, and I always say thank you, Dad, because my dad raised me to be a goal setter. From the time I can remember, it was always, okay, what are we going to do today and how are we going to do it? So there was always a plan. And I actually raised three sons with the same kind of mentality. And I'll be honest, they probably thought, oh my gosh, we've heard it a million times. I always say, hey, what's the plan? So when we think about, maybe designing a house or planning a wedding, there are steps that we need to take. There are a list of things that we need to have written down typically. That's why they have bridal planning journals and, planners, right? So when we do that, it allows us to stay more on track and more intentional with exactly what Risha said, having discipline. What are we doing today that's going to lead to what we need to have in place tomorrow? And I always refer to building houses and planning weddings because once you have that date set for a wedding, you don't see very many people going, oh, this isn't working. My plan of action, we hustle, we get things done so that that big day can happen. And we certainly don't see a whole lot of houses that are half built all around, the different places that are in building frenzy right now. We might have to change the date on our goals and our list. We can always adjust, just like we can adjust, things during the action and, of course, planning of anything that we are doing. But we never want to take our eyes off of the actual goal. So having that list is really, really vital. And that needs to be what you see, what you see for you. It's an individual thing. Never mind what everyone else is doing. Set that goal on what do you want to achieve, because whether it's a little tiny goal, and again, we need to celebrate those just as much as we need to celebrate the big ones, because it's the tiny little baby steps that literally lead us to the big wins. And not only for ourselves, but we are in a team building business. And to be able to celebrate, kind of standing back, it's almost like a mama bear feeling when you see all these little ones that just got started and now they're taking those steps, and they don't need you to hold them as they're learning to walk, just like we all have with our little ones. And, we're going to fall sometimes, but the most important thing is that we get ourselves back up. Sometimes it's nice to have someone else get us, back up, dust us off, maybe kick us in the butt and get moving again. So I hope that answers your questions, Risha.
It certainly does. And you know, Carol, when I first started with my health program, I wrote them down. It was on my fridge, right? I wrote my target weight on my fridge. So this isn't only about bags of money, guys. I want to make that really clear to you. This has everything to do with getting well, experiencing optimum health, helping others in your love bubble experiencing that optimal health as well, and advancing yourself to being a better person, whether it be spiritually or whichever manner that you can be the next time. So when we talk about goals, it also includes spiritual goals as well, right? There's so many involved, and it's not just dollar signs in the bank. Carol, you nailed it down. I really appreciate that. We're going to jump back to the slides. Have your goal book, write it down. It's got to be in your face, right? I'm going to come back to you and we're going to talk about that goal card. Okay. Power to the pen, really important. The other thing too, there's a lot of magic in this. Um, the slide that I pulled up, just a minute here. I want to see if I pulled it up. No, it's going to come up pretty soon. And I had used quite a few of these slides when we talked to you last year, and the Eiffel Tower was on one of those slides. And here I'm going to be going up the Eiffel Tower. My great uncle was actually the chief electrician of the Eiffel Tower, so I get to see his plaque, where all the engineers are honored and so on. So it's amazing what starts to happen when you put the power to the pen or put it in pictures as well. Oh, here it is. Here's our picture of the Eiffel Tower. And again, I just chose a picture that was of interest to me. So this is about your health. It's about sharpening your mind. Maybe it's learning a language. I'm hearing a lot of people want to learn Spanish. Maybe it's being a greater giver to charity. I'm going to tell you this. This just happened. I'm not saying this to be applauded or anything like that, but I was under the wire to get these slides done for the call tonight. And Mike Cole told me that Suzanne was at my door and that she's hungry and she wanted food. And this is my neighbor that I often support with little care packages and so on. And my first thought was, I'm so busy. I'm so busy. I've got to get these slides done. My call is coming up, blah, blah, blah. And then I think it was God that talked to me and said, stop it. The lady is hungry. She needs some food. So I ran upstairs and I put together several bags of food. And I said, please, Mike, please walk this back to her house with her. And I threw in everything. There was salmon and chicken breast and all kinds of things that were really delicious things. And I came back and I thought, not too long ago, I wouldn't have been able to do that. I probably wouldn't have answered the door. So again, tune in, guys, really tune in, because PartnerCo is the vehicle for you to be the more charitable person, the better student if you want to learn piano or learn Spanish, or whatever it is that you want to do, the better mom, the stay-at-home mom, or the grandma, stay-at-home grandma. Sharon's on the call with us, who looks after her beautiful little granddaughter. That all takes time freedom to be able to be present and attentive to the people in your love bubble. So this is what goal setting is all about, every area in your life. So over 50,000 people have rank advanced since last year. We know it's possible. Over 50,000 people have done it, right? How high do you want to go? What will you set your target at? I want to honor Karen and Brian right now. They have celebrated huge accomplishments in the 2025 PartnerCo business. Carol is very focused on serving and being in a position of service. She has helped rank up in her very own team. Over 30 brand partners achieve manager and above. She has never missed a paycheck with our company. Every single Friday, she's received a paycheck, and that's what happens when you come from a heart of service. And she also was recently recognized as top 10 in the country and in Alberta, and top 25 with officers. And she has a team of 582. Congratulations, Carol and Brian. Wow, congratulations. Let's see the love. Let's see the hearts, you guys. See that. So, Carol, you made a point to me earlier when we were talking that you don't need thousands of people in your business to do well financially. Can you talk a little about that?
Yeah, that is something that I guess, yeah, thank you for that recognition. I'm not really one on tooting my own horn, as many of you know. I'm really about recognizing others and really do put a lot of energy and love and I guess really emphasis on helping others achieve their goals. And that's really true. You do not need a lot of people to achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve within the actual structure of Partner Co. And I love the fact that you had all of those different things on there, Risha, because that's where the gold card is going to come into play for sure. Because there's one little saying, and I don't know if this is a good time that I can actually insert it, is I am so happy and grateful now that and then a blank. So I am so happy and grateful. And I'm going to be speaking for myself without hopefully not getting emotional now that I can actually do what I'm doing here, even talking as much as I'm talking without running out of breath. When I started this, I had just come off of oxygen. I am so happy and grateful now that I can actually do a little bit of dancing with Brian because of this beautiful little band and also what the products have done for me. We have to really remember there is no measure of success. Success is success. And whatever that success is for you, it is your success and you want to embrace it and you want to really celebrate it not only for yourself but recognize it in other people as well because when you actually look at how many people, maybe you start with just a handful of people like Brian and I, and it wasn't really Brian, to be honest. I think everyone who and I have a few friends on here that just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you sold me a box of drops for full retail, and I did because I followed the system. And there's a system of growth here that works. I was not well when I seen this. And I literally said, Joni, please don't tell me any extras. She knew that I had experience in the industry, but I just wanted to really focus, laser focus. And that's what we're talking about tonight. Laser focus on what I needed to achieve for me at that particular time in my life. And that was a different time. Now, when we see a year and a half later how people are actually having success, whether it's, like I love how you say bags of money. Well, whether it's bags of money or not, it doesn't matter. It's what you feel is a success for you and that laser focus on just getting one person started and then another and then another and basically we're learning as we're going. I love how Dory at one time, Risha, said it was like putting together a plane while it was in takeoff mode, or how Tracy on the morning call this morning, being of course new national sales director of Canada, saying wow, it's like drinking out of a hydrant. We have a lot, there is a lot here. Don't get caught up in that overwhelming part of all of the different moving parts. Really stay focused and that one person at a time. And there's several people on this call that can attest to that. Get them started, just like Joni got Risha and I started. Chris and Joni Budd are both of our personal sponsors, and just take those steps one step at a time to meet that person where they're at and then let them know. And of course, I'm 100% that person. I will let them know all of what's available, but then I let them make the decision whether they actually do that, and let them do it in their own time and their own style, because that's another very important part of goal setting, isn't it, Risha, is being true to who you are. So
That's right. Being your authentic self. Absolutely.
100%.
Thank you, Carol. Very well said. And we're all about helping others. That's what this business is all about. So, what rank are you shooting for? So, you need to know that, right? And we're going to explain a little bit about the ranks, and then you could set your goal to where you want to be. So, first of all, you need to understand that we work on the 52-week rolling calendar. We are right now in week 1 of the year 2026. Okay. All the activity in your business gets measured from Saturday about midnight, or Friday night about midnight, I should say. So Saturday, very early AM, till the following Friday, which is about 10:59, 11 p.m. Friday night. So that's the volume that you're measured on when we rank advance. And the rank advancements up until manager are all, or after manager, I should say, are based on your pay leg. So, first of all, we're going to talk about team lead, senior team lead, supervisor, senior supervisor. It's based on your lifetime earnings. Okay. So if you personally sponsor somebody, if you personally send a smart link to a new customer and you earn retail commissions, if you earn base commissions, any of that counts towards your lifetime earnings. So the weekly PV does not matter. It doesn't count. But now when you get to manager, you need to have 1,000 PV in that week and also $800 in lifetime earnings. And if I'm working with you, I'm going to say, you know what? You're so close to senior manager. Let's keep going. You're only 500 away. So that could mean, another couple of 4-packs or whatever, and get yourself to senior manager. So you can advance rank. You can double and triple and quadruple rank, which many people, if you more than double ranked in any one week, I want you to put, I'm a superstar in the chat, because I know I have quite a few. Okay. And then if you're at 1,500 and we still got 24 hours to go or less, I'd probably push you to director so you can get to that 2,000 PV in 1 week, because the momentum is happening and we function and celebrate, or rather function and accomplish better when we're in momentum. I remember Trudy Dombrowski, she was just working, and bang, we just kept pushing her and pushing her and pushing her. And now like she's at the top of the ladder there. She just did so amazing. Nancy Hupelo, same thing. I know Kim McDermott, she pushed herself. And before you know it, you've jumped several ranks. So that's how it happens, is riding on that crazy momentum that starts to happen. Now you'll see the red, those could be your target dates. So you need to print this. It's called the rolling calendar, or rather the rank commissions. If you don't have it, put it into the chat, okay, along with your email, and I'll make sure that you get it. And basically, I want you to print it, and I want you to put it in red, the dates that you're going to get to that position. Everybody got it? We're good? And then going forward to officer, I think we've got some people that are going to be going towards senior officer and president who are on the call with us. Some people are going to CEO and chair 1. So this is a great time to put your dates together and be able to get there. Of course, we all target towards being recognized at an event. Vancouver event is coming up. We're going to be talking about that. That's in April. So anybody on my team in the pay lines that are basically under Donna and Tammy and Layla, anybody on my line 1 and line 2 and line 4, anybody that advances to officer, or if you're currently officer to senior officer, by Vancouver, we're going to go out to a glitz and bling dinner on the town in Vancouver when we're all there for the Vancouver Connect event. So again, you got to get to officer, or if you're already officer, you got to get to senior officer, because I want to see you recognized on stage as officer. We want to collect those officers. It's a very prestigious position to be in. I'm going to bring up Paula Snow-Kiao, who's going to tell us about being at the officer position and why it's such glory to be there.
Well,
Hi,
hello.
Hi.
Well, that's a surprise. I'm very, very excited that I was able to hit officer, and I didn't do it by myself. I had a team that contributed to the effort, and the wonderful people that have been coming on board with me and Kim and Elsa and Darlene and Shauna and Lynn. I can't name everybody, but I know they are amazing leaders themselves. And I always talk about the emerging leaders that are coming from the team that comes in with you, right? And we support each other. We are growing our businesses to succeed, to have more of the things that we want to have in our lives. And I've never achieved this type of success in any other company that I was ever in. And so when I joined PartnerCo last year simply to lose some weight, and I started to rake advance, and see this paycheck growing and developing and having some really big paychecks and then some nice consistent ones along the way. I haven't missed a Friday that I haven't been paid, and it's allowed me to travel, to go see family in Ontario, not get sick when I get there. And I ranked up twice now when I was traveling. I took the Todd Falcone course, and I'm in Newfoundland. I'm committed to staying up late to be on calls, and because everything's 90 minutes later than Eastern time. And I'm uh, so happy about the way that we all work together and support each other. And I did get so much help from Carol Roberts from the very beginner, and I have to thank her for that. And you as well, Risha. You're welcoming, you're warm, you show us how to do things, and we stay committed to helping and bringing each other brand member up. So when I ranked up to officer in November, uh, I I was thrilled that I continued to rank up. So now I've got to get to senior officer. But what's really funny is I have my dream board. I have Maui on it, and I'm going to be back in the challenge that we're starting next week. And um, I put back a few pounds since November, since the birthdays, and I've got to get those pounds off again. And but I put CEO on my dream board. And I don't even know where the letters came from when I started writing that I was going to be hitting CEO. But that's going to be definitely my goal for PXP is, being CEO by the time we get to
Awesome.
PXP.
We're so
So
proud of
thank you
you,
for that.
Paula.
Thank
Congratulations.
you. Thank you.
Now we have Trudy Dombrowski. Give me a couple of minutes because we're going to be wrapping up the call soon. Trudy, are you on with me? Did Trudy go away? Any other officers before we get to Kim that just ranked up in 2025? Okay, Kim McDermott. Now you went to senior officer, did you not?
I sure did. I sure
Couple of
did.
minutes, Kim, okay?
Okay.
So to get to senior officer, give us a quick short story and how it is for you to be a senior officer.
Well, working with Paula, I'll tell you, is a pleasure. The whole team is a pleasure, but you have that person that you connect with, and Paula has been my person that has just been amazing. To get to officer, it was something I wasn't looking at me going to officer as much as I was looking at her to get for me to get senior officer as much as I was looking forward to her hitting officer. I was concentrating down more than I was concentrating for me going up. And then I had Kimberly hit 2 ranks. So when Kimberly went senior vice president, and then I thought, oh my gosh, she's going officer. That means I'm going senior officer. Okay, I got to keep reaching down. And I just kept reaching down. And you know what? And like Paula said, you get that paycheck regularly, weekly. But I'll tell you, I was in the Dominican with a trip that I promised my granddaughter when she was a little girl, and she's 17, and she reminded me, Nanny, you said. And I got that big paycheck that I've never had in my life in 40 years of doing network marketing. And I showed it to her and I said, sweetie, this is your company. You're going to work this while you go to school, so you don't have to go and sling beer or do anything while you're in school. So, this company gives you so much, and it makes your dreams come true. And the 2026 is going to be mind blowing. And it is for the average person that thought they couldn't do it. Guess what? This company helps you do it and make it. It is there at your fingertips to do the work. They make
Absolutely. Very well said, Kim. We have every tool, every training. We all come together to support each other. The lines of sponsorship are blurred. There's every single reason. Kim, I love you. Thank you so much. And Trudy, as much as she'd love to share her story with us, she has laryngitis right now. She can't speak. So Trudy, we celebrate you as a brand new officer as well. And by next year, I want every one of you. I want this call to be 3 hours long because we have so many officers that we could share this with. let's get back to the slides, and congratulations again. And of course, we have my co-host Carol Roberts that became officer last year. So again, know where you're going, right? And then we're going to help you get there. We're going to talk about some baby steps on how you do it. First of all, we need to look at the events that are coming up, and it's so important in so many ways. First of all, your belief level in who the company is, in the owners, in the executive team, in the scientists. And as you see success story after success story, you know this is real. You know it's so real. There's another reason why we like to see you attend the corporate events, because it's a great goal target for you to be officer and dance across the stage as officer, for you to be senior officer and dance across the stage, for you to be CEO and dance across the stage. So it's a great deadline for you, and every goal should have a deadline. It should be materialistic to say, I want to be more happy, or I want to have more money. Like, that's not measurable. You want to measure your goal to say, I'm CEO by Vancouver. No pressure here, Paula. By Vancouver, Canada Connect, April 9th. Then that's a very definitive goal. So I want everyone to circle your calendars. Vancouver, there's going to be a drop talk opportunity session on the Thursday before the corporate event. So really important that you're there early, because I'd love for every one of you to come in early and go up and down the SkyTrain and be able to prospect a whole bunch of people and bring them into the Drop Talk presentation. I know Todd Rowland will be one of our speakers. We always have great American speakers, as well as our many Canadian leaders as well. Leading into the Vancouver event is Parksville, British Columbia, with Risha Adair and Todd Rowland on April 7th at the Beach Club. And then we have April 8th in Victoria. So both of us will be there as well. And we're going to be working out something to make a great incentive for all the people that sign up at these early Vancouver Island events to attend the Vancouver Connect event. So please put those dates on the calendar and start planning for it, because it'll creep up on us very quickly. I want you all to be recognized and be a shining star in Vancouver. So make that plan. And in addition to that, you want to be at Orlando, Florida, September 3rd to the 6th. And that's where I first met Terry, lovely lady. We actually all bunked together in a big Airbnb property. So it was so much fun to get to know her. She drove all the way from Kentucky, I think it was. So let's plan again, Orlando, Florida, September 3rd to the 6th. And then we have another event coming up earlier than that, February 6th and 7th in Destin. So I want to remind everybody that tomorrow is the last day to receive the $99 single ticket price. There's the QR code or pxp26.com. Focus for it. Buy a 10-pack, and then you know you've got teammates coming with you as well too, right? So you may want to take a screenshot because you've got the QR code there, and make sure you get your best value ticket before the end of tomorrow. And for anybody in Mexico, we have an event, Mexico Connect, coming up in Guadalajara, March 21st to the 22nd. And again, tickets are a special value if you purchase them early. Now let's come up to the $10,000 bonus. This is something that you can put your date on this one. You can define and say, I will achieve my $10,000 bonus by XX date. I did that. I was late. I surpassed it by about 3 weeks, which killed me. But nevertheless, it was still fun. The Friday before I qualified, I was $45 short of qualifying. But that's okay. Christy Walsh was the same, and we ended up qualifying the following week. So I want you to imagine that your face is there, that you've unlocked your $10,000 bonus. At PXP 2024, 10 families celebrated the 10K bonus. PXP 2025, 28 families celebrated. So again, guys, if they did it, you can too, right? This is for everybody. For the Canadians, it gets deposited roughly close to 14,000 Canadian dollars in your bank account. Now, Body Balance Challenge is coming up. For our Americans on the call with us, Terry, I'm afraid I don't have the call information in this slideshow, but I do have it for the Canadians, and get to know what is the criteria for the upcoming Body Balance Challenge. Encourage your team and your customers. In our Dream Drivers chat group, we're putting sample emails that you can send out to your team, that you can send out to your customers, and encourage people to participate. The top prize is Maui. Wow, right? So you want to take this information. Dr. Plant, even for American people to hear Dr. Plant talk is always a great education. He's such a master scientist, along with our new National Sales Director, Tracy Ashford, and Colleen Sanders, who's a nurse as well as an officer with the company. And that's going to be 9 a.m. Mountain, 8 a.m. Pacific, Saturday, January 3rd, coming up, Frontissimo. And Maui, you need to redeem before February 28th. So put the pedal to the metal, get those lifestyle credits in so you can join us in Maui. It's going to be April 29th to May 4th. And I want to tell you this, when they announced Punta Cana from PXP Orlando, I had something like 48,000 lifestyle credits. And I said out loud, I am going to Punta Cana. And it was, I don't know, 250 or 260. I can't remember how many thousands of points I needed. And all of a sudden, at the end of December, I got this big lifestyle dump that brought in over 800,000 lifestyle credits into my account. So make the decision, set the intention, and watch the magic start to happen. Okay, so Carol, I'm going to bring you to come on board and talk about the importance of a monthly subscription.
Okay, well, we actually have, I guess, governed is the way I'm going to put this. All of us who are in this industry, we have, of course, in Canada, Health Canada, and our government. This is to protect all of us, but also it is to kind of get rid of that whole concept, of all of those negative kind of words that are used when we talk about this industry, because we are literally team building. And when we are team building, we actually have to be commission qualified in order to receive a commission, which means being on a monthly subscription of 100 PV. And the beauty of Partner Co is that's all we require. Like, it really, honestly, that is a big deal right there in itself. That's so many of the reasons that set Partner Co apart from any other company that I've ever even looked at or heard of. Now, it's really important to ensure that you have that on a regular subscription, because you don't ever want to lose the ability to be paid, right? You've heard all of us say we haven't missed a Friday. And it doesn't take a lot when you start building a team. And that means, reaching down, just like Kim McDermott said, reaching down, helping others. And that comes from, of course, what we learn here, plugging into the calls and everything else, that we can actually then have that experience so that we can actually teach others from our experience and from maybe some of the not so positive experiences, because that is just being human, right? So that is one of the most important things. Customers, of course, they have a totally different method of allowing them to maintain a wholesale benefit as a customer. But really, truly, for $42 here in Canada, again, lifetime membership, my goodness, we have access to more and more product. And again, Tracy said on the morning call this morning that January, hold on to your hats, everyone, because there is a lot of greatness coming in our cart as far as both Canada and the NFR. So watch out for that.
Thank you very much. And there's nothing more fun than waking up Saturday morning and seeing that you just got paid, because all those subscriptions go out on Saturday, right? That's so fun. So your monthly targets become your annual realizations. It's really important. So first of all, we talked about what rank do you want to accomplish? So I want everybody to write that down right now. What rank do you want to accomplish by Vancouver Connect? What rank do you want to accomplish by PXP? What rank do you want to accomplish by December 31st? I'm going to actually say Black Friday because you'll probably get to it by Black Friday before December 31st. What is your projected income? And don't think about how. Don't even get caught up in the how. Carol mentioned that earlier. Just what is it? Write it down. Lifestyle credits. Again, I didn't know that I would get that big dump of lifestyle credits. So how many lifestyle credits would you like to have? It's roughly about 230,000 or so to go on a trip without airfare. So if you want 460,000, that's probably worth 2 trips, right? What's your savings rate for your 10K bonus? Write that down. I want to see you write it down now, please. How many brand partners would you like to have in your entire business? How many of those will be officers, senior officers, presidents, CEOs? Wow, Black Friday popped so many officers and senior officers. It was like wild. What is the date you want to optimize the 2 legs? And that means you have 13,334 points in 1 leg in a week. And if you optimize 3 legs, that means you're CEO. And look forward to an $8,000 paycheck that week. How many number of people do you want with you at the Vancouver Connect? How many number of people do you want on your team with you at the PXP Orlando? And who wants to be invited as a guest speaker on the Canada Recognition Call Date? Who wants to be invited as a speaker at Vancouver Connect? Who wants to be invited as a speaker at PXP Orlando? Write it down. And I'll tell you, I spoke at PXP Dallas, and you know how I did it? I mentioned it to Lucy. And then when the executives and Darren and John called me to congratulate me on my 10K, on that call, I said to them, hey, if you're looking for a great speaker for a 4-minute spot, I'm your girl. I can do it for you. I'm the girl that will do the job. And they invited me as speaker. So set your goals, set your intention, and watch the magic start to happen. And again, every category needs to be focused on your health, because without your health, no matter how much wealth will happen, right? Your partner co-business, maybe you have another business. So I'm sure you do goal settings for your other business. The same with partner co, you want to do that. How much money do you want in the bank? If you're into crypto BTC, do you want how much you want there in your savings, your assets? What house projects would you like to do? Do you want to buy a house? Do you want to change your postal code? Renovations, new stuff, new custom furniture, new apartment. Travel, where would you like to go? And by when? Which charities would you like to help? Which family members would you like to financially help? What other might there be? And when I first started goal setting way back, I actually put on it, I want to fix my teeth and I wanted a new vacuum cleaner. Like, I didn't start with grandiose. I just wanted what was immediately important to me. And that's good too, right? We can start with the little guys and build up to the big. And that's how we celebrate, because we dance around getting our small goals happening. And then we set a goal for the next one, the next step up. So right now, I want you to take off the judge's robe and start dreaming. Again, remember the story about the kayaking around the lake and I saw all those beautiful homes? It all started as a dream for every one of those people. I set a goal along with my friend Layla and my friend Lori, who you know from Partner Co., that we actually walk the beach at sunrise. This is such a magic time. It's a goal, and now it's become a discipline. It's become a habit. And I just happen to live in the best beach in the world. So it makes it easy, right? It's just down the hill from me. So it makes it easy. But this all started, our Manzanillo home all started with the dream. It all started with an idea that turned into a thought, that came into a dream, that became a plan. And before you know it, here we are walking the beach every day. So your health goals and your getting fit goals are really important to include. I want everybody to include exercise in your annual goals. Isn't that a great picture, Carol?
That is absolutely beautiful. And, it just actually makes me think of, those of us, again, with more health challenges, Brian and I qualified for Punta Cana. I've been to Punta Cana before and I just like, oh my goodness, was not able to fly. So count your blessings, you know, those small little things that are getting you to that next stop. And really, truly, you know, you have to takes a different mindset because, you know, we've all heard of that FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. And, you know, some people don't take that into consideration. We have a lot of team members that still can't fly. We have a lot of team members who have mobility challenges or disabilities. But that's where I really want to, I guess, kind of have you embrace those possibilities. Anyone can do this. And
Anyone can. Yeah,
everyone, everyone has a story. Don't forget where you started. Don't forget the people who helped you in that walk.
that's right.
It's so important. Give credit where credit's due. I always have been one to absolutely love the recognition part. And that's so important. Just like each and every one of you love to be recognized, love to say, hoo, hey, we did it, and congratulate each other. Make sure you don't miss out those people who are just getting started. Teach everyone from your experience so that they can have that same experience when they hit team lead or when they hit maybe their first sale. Celebrate the small wins because just like Risha said, it's the little baby steps or the little things that then allow us to think and dream bigger for anything. Literally, there is no limit. Dream big when it comes to this opportunity.
That's right. So write it down. For me, I like spreadsheets because spreadsheets help me add quickly and include all your income and write it down. And I, at first, had resistance to put $500,000 down for my partner co-income this year. And then I thought of somebody I know very well that surpassed that. And I went, oh, if they did it, then I can do it too. The 4-minute mile's being done, right? Break down your goals into monthly goals. If your annual goal is 40 pounds, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? January 10 pounds, February 10 pounds, March 10 pounds, April 10 pounds, and there you've got it. In 4 months, you can transform your body. I've seen so many people. Colleen, my buddy out of Nebraska, she lost over 100 pounds in 8 months with this program. So many people have had great success. So again, break it down into bite-sized pieces, right? And the same thing with your partner co-business, breaking it, your annual goals down into daily, weekly, monthly goals. Now, Brett Palmer, coach, he talks about if you're full-time to do 10 presentations a day. Well, I'm a little lazier than Brent, but you can go for 10. But you know, if you do 5 to 7 presentations a day, you'll end up with 3 new brand partners in your business and 2 in the funnel, or maybe 2 to 4 in the funnel, which you can follow up and stay in touch. So when you bring in that kind of activity into your business, you know that you're quickly going to achieve officer, which is going to quickly achieve into CEO. That's kind of what happens with this kind of momentum. What if you're medium time? You're working, you're looking after children, maybe you're retired, maybe you're like Kim, you're playing hockey half the time. How about 5 presentations a week? That will still end up with 3 new brand partners in your business and 2 in the funnel, right? And if you're like super, super part-time, because you got so many things on the go, if you did 3 presentations a week, you're looking at 2 new brand partners plus 1 in the funnel who will eventually come in. But 2 times 52, you're looking at 104 new people into your business. And then you get the rabbit effect happening. That 104 is going to multiply into 500. That's what happens. The more people you share this information with, the faster your teams will grow, the larger your paychecks will become. So I want to say this for a moment here, because anybody that's officer and above didn't get it from waiting for Facebook to send in a customer. That doesn't happen. So I'm going to take off my video for a moment. And excuse my messy office behind me. But I'm going to hold up my book. You have to get a book and you have to write them down. You have to take them out of your phone, right? I've got so many people in this book. You got to write them down because that book is your power. And there's nothing worse than being on a Canada Connect call or a USA call and seeing someone that you know being recognized as a new director. And you go, oh, that's my neighbor and I didn't even call her, right? So get your list. Take it out of your phone. Take it out of your Facebook. Eric Worre says if they're in your phone, they should be on your list. If you're in your Facebook, they should be on your list. If you give them money, like your dry cleaner, your hairdresser, etc., they should be on your list, right? If they're in your Rolodex, for you young kids, that means people with names and numbers. They should be on your list. Make that list and reach out. Wendy, when I was with her in Winnipeg, she was calling people, she was delivering flyers, she was reaching out and touching to so many people so we can fill up the rooms for all the different presentations that we did. So that's what you need to do to stretch beyond just waiting for Facebook to respond. The algorithms have gotten sloppy lately, guys, so you may not see people reaching out as often as you wish that says, I want a box or tell me more about these drops, etc. So you need to be proactive. And I'm going to suggest this: build internationally. Build internationally. Reach out more and more and more. And if you wonder how to do it, find an Italian in downtown Winnipeg. Find a Polish guy in suburbs Vancouver. That's how you reach internationally, right? Is you don't have to be in Poland and you don't have to be in Italy, but you can find people who know people from there. And that's my big advice to you, is to build internationally. We're going to wrap up the call because we've got another call coming up soon here. So reach out and talk to a lot of people, right? Because they will know people, and you're going to get several people that will come up and light up. You'll get the Carol Roberts, the Kim McDermotts, you'll get the Paula Snorkios, you'll get the Kim Galbraith, you'll get all those people, the Trudy Dombrowski's, the Nancy Huberlo, you'll get them all. They'll be coming because they want it more than you do. So again, break it down on your spreadsheet month by month for every category that's important to you. I want to end with this. It takes as much energy to dream small as it does to dream big. I want that to sink in. For whatever you set your dream in, if it's a kayak or a canoe, it takes the same amount of energy to dream big to get the yacht. Lastly, I want to talk about tracking, and you need to put this in the chat if you want the tracking sheets. Carol, can you see this if I hold it up? My daily tracking sheets?
Yes, I can.
Okay, you got to keep track, guys, because it's going to be so easy to forget on Friday who you spoke to on Monday. Really, really tough. I designed this sheet. You can manipulate it for whatever works better for you, but you got to get a CRM system, somebody that, somebody, or not somebody, but a system that can keep track of all your different conversations, or you can be old fashioned like me, print the sheets and write them down. And you're going to have people in the funnel that you can connect with and be able to reconnect with them whenever we have a body balance challenge and so on. So please put it in the chat along with your email address so that it's nice and easy for me. And I want to end this call. We've got our call coming up. We've got Mary Olson, Senior Officer, that will be our special guest. And we've got other calls, or rather other guest speakers with their testimonials. These calls are for you, right? They're not for me. They are for you. There's a lot of effort to find the testimonials. I'd love for anybody on this call to put in the chat that you would like to be a 4-minute testimonial or guest speaker sometime on our call, and attend the calls with guests, because the calls do work. People hear the live testimonials and they want to be part of our movement. Carol Roberts, you are absolutely amazing. I love you to bits. I'd like to open it up for any questions, and then we're going to wrap up as we're going into our next call in only 55 minutes. And it's the same link, so please come back and hear our 3 testimonials. It will be great. It will be our last call of the year. And as I'll be away in crazy time zones, I will not be speaking to you on a call basically until February 24th. Any questions? Open up the lines, please, Carol. Any questions? Wendy, unmute yourself.
I haven't got a question. I just got to say you
just
girls
wanted to
did
wave.
great.
You just
Oh,
wanted to.
you guys did really great. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all
You're
what you
very,
did
very
today.
welcome. You're
Yeah,
always welcome,
thanks.
Wendy. I love you to bits.
Thanks.
Okay, guys, if there's no questions, we're going to wrap it up and wish everybody a very, very, very happy new year. And by the way, I'm just going to tell you a little custom that we have here in Mexico that I absolutely love. First of all, you got to go to the produce store and buy yourself 12 grapes. Okay. And right at midnight, before midnight, just a minute, you write down for every month what you want to see come true. So obviously our little workshop today is going to help you know that. So you write down January, blah, blah, February, blah, blah, and so on and so forth. And then as the clock rings 12, so none of you can go to bed before 12, you eat your grape and you say January, blah, 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 February, blah, blah, blah,
Blah, blah, blah.
March, blah, 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 April, officer, Vancouver Connect, blah, 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 eat your grape, okay? And it all goes together. I don't know why, but it just happens and it just seems to be magic. It works. Happy New Year, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Prospero Año a todo.
You're
Good
Risha.
night, everybody.
Thank you.
See you in an hour.
Carol, you were amazing.
Good
Thank you
night.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.